Hello, Jerry Stewart here with another great, one last final good Christmas story. For Kelly and I, it's Christmas Eve, and we're just getting ready for the big day. It's very exciting. The story I'm about to tell you is called The Christmas Scout. It was Christmas Eve, and for a young boy of 13, it should have been the best of times. Frank was at his family's traditional Christmas Eve reunion, and the gifts just kept coming. But no matter how hard he tried, Frank wasn't happy. You see, earlier that year, his older brother Steve had been tragically killed in a car accident, and Frank was lost without him, especially now at Christmas. It had always been such a special time for both of them, so when Frank received a new sled and just about everything else on his Christmas list, he tried to appear happy, but he just wasn't. He missed his brother. When he asked if he could leave the festivities a little early and walk home, his mom and dad said sure. So he put on his new plaid jacket and carefully stacked all of his presents on his shiny new sled as he walked home. And as he walked, he passed through the flats. That was a part of town that was very poor. And as he passed, he could see inside the small houses, catching a glimpse of decorations and brightly lit trees. Then through one window, he glimpsed a shabby room with limp, faded stockings hanging over an empty fireplace. And there sat a woman, weeping. The stockings reminded Frank of the way he and his brother had always hung theirs side by side. And the next morning, they would just be bursting with presents. Then a thought struck Frank, and quickly, before the impulse passed, he knocked on the door. And when the woman came to the door, wiping the tears from her eyes, she immediately assumed, seeing all the gifts that Frank was collecting for the poor. She said she was sorry. She had nothing to give, nothing even for her own children. But Frank popped up. Oh no, I'm not collecting. I'm giving. That's why I'm here. Please choose whatever presents you would like for your children from this sled. The woman was amazed. She selected some candies, a game, the toy airplane, a puzzle. And when she took the new Boy Scout flashlight, Frank almost cried out. Then finally, the stockings were full. Won't you tell me your name? She asked as Frank was leaving. He said, just call me the Christmas Scout. Well, this good deed left Frank with an unexpected flicker of joy in his heart. Suddenly, he understood that his sorrow was not the only sorrow in the world. And before he knew it, he had given away all of his gifts. Even his favorite gift, the plaid jacket, went to a poor boy shivering in the cold. But now, as he trudged home, he became cold and uneasy. What had he done? What would his parents think? He wondered just how could he make them understand. Well, he found out soon enough. When he stepped into his house, his mom asked, "Where's your presents?" He said, kind of sheepishly, "I gave them away." "Gave them away," his dad sputtered back. "We thought you liked your gifts." "I did," he said. "I was very happy." And here now, as he said it, it all sounded pretty foolish. "Well," his dad said, "you made your choice. We can't afford any more presents." As Frank walked up to his room, suddenly he felt very lonely. His brother gone, his mom and dad dreadfully disappointed in him. He hadn't expected a reward for his generosity. He knew that a good deed should always be its own reward. But now he felt so bad as he sobbed himself to sleep. That next morning, Christmas Day, as Frank came into the living room, his parents were listening to the radio. Then the announcer spoke. Today, this Christmas Day, a wonderful miracle has occurred in the flats. A crippled boy has a new sled. Another young boy has a fine plaid coat. Many children who would have not had any Christmas, instead today they are all so very happy. And all of this because of one young boy who called himself simply the Christmas Scout. So today, Christmas Scout, wherever you are, God bless you and have a very Merry Christmas. The room grew very quiet. Frank felt his father's arms go around his shoulders. As his mom's eyes welled with tears, now without a word of explanation, his mom and dad understood, and they were so very proud. And somehow, Frank knew that if his big brother Steve was there, he would be proud too of this day when this special Christmas Scout reminded everyone that it is truly more blessed to give than to receive. Not really much explanation to follow, huh? Except for the fact that God showed his love for us by giving us the very first Christmas present, his own son, Jesus Christ. But it didn't stop there at the manger. Jesus went on to live a life, and finally, he was the perfect lamb, the perfect sacrifice to die on that horrible cross for you and for me. So as we gather around the Christmas tree, as we gather around with friends and family, let us remember that it is truly more blessed to give than to receive. And we should be doing our best this season to show to others the great love of Christ who gave himself for us. Have a Merry, Merry Christmas. I've really enjoyed doing this, putting up these stories. If you like them, let me know. Maybe I'll keep going with some other, New Year's stories. Who knows? Just let me know what you think. And if you've got any good stories that you want to share with me, fire away. If you'd like to subscribe to my site, then just go to Jerry Stewart USA on YouTube, and you can be a subscriber. Costs nothing, but then every time a new story comes up, you'll get notified. All right? Once again, God bless you. Have a Merry Christmas. Goodbye.